Towards the end of last year, I ended a 5-year-old work relationship. It was really a scary decision to take, especially because I was scared of the unknown. What would the future hold for me? Will I get another job? And you know this thing that a lot of Nigerians say, there are no jobs in Nigeria or in the world at large. So that thing really put fear in me. I had to take the leap of faith. I did it, and I started making applications to a lot of organizations, and my goal was I did not want to work for any Nigerian organization, because you know how Nigerian organizations and toxicity is like 5 and 6. I got a few offers and I landed at least more than one job. Yes, more than one job. I made some changes that led up to this, and I want to share so that a lot of people can learn from my experience. The first thing I want you to do is get rid of that mindset of there are no jobs in the world, especially in Nigeria, because newsflash, there are jobs. The real question is, are you searching well? Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. If this is the first time you are stopping by, you are definitely welcome. My name is Cheta and I create content in Abuja, Nigeria. You're in the right place. You are welcome. Please do not make this your last stop by making sure you click the subscribe button. Also, to my returning subscribers, you guys already know what's up now. Welcome back. Guys, please just support me by liking this video if it was helpful to you, which I promise you it will, sharing it with your family and friends that need this help, okay, because a lot of people actually need this help. Turn on your post notifications so that you get notified every time I post a new video. Just interact with this video. And yeah, finally guys, if you have not subscribed again, I beg, just click the subscribe button down below. And without a lot of rambling, let's get into today's video. So yeah guys, you guys have seen from the title, and I'm sure a lot of you are here to get a few things, to learn a few things from my own experience. But yeah guys, I'll just delve into it. So last year, towards the end of last year, I ended a 5-year-old work relationship. So I've worked with this company for over 5 years, or almost 5 years. I was supposed to clock 5 years in January 2024, but I had to end it for a lot of personal reasons, which I would not want to share here. And also because I was looking to explore new opportunities. I mean, I have been working there for a while now. This was a huge change for me. And if you guys remember one of the videos I shot in December last year, where I was talking about a lot of things, me being low, this was part of the reasons, and that's why I said I was going to share it and share my reasons later on, which I'm doing now. I'll link that video up above. So yeah, this was part of the reasons that was weighing me down. It was really a scary decision to take, especially because I was scared of the unknown. What would the future hold for me? Will I get another job? And you know this thing that a lot of Nigerians say, there are no jobs in Nigeria or in the world at large. So that thing really put fear in me. But I decided to take the leap of faith, and guys, it was a hard one. However, I did it, and I started making applications to a lot of organizations for more information. I'm a quality assurance analyst / manager, so anything regarding software testing, that is what I do. So like I said, I started putting out ads, and my goal was I did not want to work for any Nigerian organization, because you know how Nigerian organizations and toxicity is like 5 and 6. So I didn't want anything Nigerian. I wanted an international remote job that I can do with flexibility from my home. That was my goal, guys. So I started putting out ads, and in maybe say a month, I got a few offers and I landed at least more than one job. Yes, more than one job. Like right now I run more than one job. I'll get in depth to that very soon. And yeah, I made some changes that led up to this, and I want to share so that a lot of people can learn from my experience. Also, I have a lot of family and friends that are struggling to get jobs, or have been struggling for years, months, weeks, and I'm just here to share those things that I feel like they assisted me to landing these jobs and still intending jobs that I want to get in the future. Guys, the first thing I want you to do is get rid of that mindset of there are no jobs in the world, especially in Nigeria, because newsflash, there are jobs. The real question is, are you searching well? Now, second thing is get experience in whatever field or role that you're looking to to maybe work in. Take for instance, you have been working as a banker for 20 years, you are 50 years, and you recently learned data analysis. Nobody cares about that backlog of experience you had as a banker. So it's important for you to gain experience in the new role that you're trying to fill. And trust me, it has to humble you to the extent that even if it's an internship role, take it, go there, grab one or two things. Just make sure that you really understand what it is that you're trying to achieve before you leave that internship role, and then things will actually run smoothly for you. So experience is very important. If you do not have experience, trust me, I don't know how you want to get a job. So that's another thing I would advise you to do today. The next thing I want to talk about is the obvious, your CV. You need to work on your CV. Now, one thing you should know is that your CV is the first point of contact between you and an employer. An employer does not know if you're smart, you're beautiful, you're whatever. Your employer only sees your CV, and that is actually what would give him what will I say, that's what will make him want to actually know you further, interview you and all of that. So if your CV is not at a great point, or is maybe the last time you updated your CV was 100 years ago, if you are looking for a new opportunity, go out there, research on CV templates. Basically, the goal is make your CV as concise as possible, and one that when someone looks at it at a flash, they can see your major experiences as well as your background, certifications, basic things like that. So just make your CV rich but still concise, like well detailed but concise. Okay, now the next thing I would advise is in your CV, remove any unnecessary restricting information like your location. For instance, someone like myself that is looking for a remote international job, you don't need to put your location and let people know where you are, except they ask you where you are. Things like age, those are things that can hinder you. Marital status, there are organizations that do not like to hire married people or moms or certain things, so just remove things like that. Basically, any information, gender, any information they did not ask for, do not go and present it in front of them unless they request for it. And just like I mentioned again, your CV is supposed to be as concise as possible. So also, any information that is very unnecessary and is just making it long for being long sake, get rid of it. If you can get a one-page CV that speaks a lot about you, perfect. If not, then you send what you have, but make sure that what you have is not about quantity, it's about quality. What is the quality of the 5-page CV you're sending to someone? Is it just 5-page for being 5-page sake? A lot of things are very unnecessary in CVs. You see things like references, where I think most of the times references are upon request, so there's no point of you listing names of people and their email address when you were not asked to. You see people going to their CV to list what they like to do for fun, or their interests, or things that are very, very abstract. I think those things can come later, but they are not as important as something you should go and put in front of people. So make your CV as concise as possible and remove any irrelevant information that is just there creating space. Focus on quality, not quantity. Now, the next thing I'll talk about is exaggerating your experiences. This is something that I know that will help out a lot of people, because the problem in this world now is that people are looking for a 15-year-old manager with 5 years experience, and it's not possible because a lot of people are not opportuned as that. So what I advise people is, if you have a 6-month experience with an organization, you can extend it to 1 year or 2 years, depending on the knowledge you grabbed within that 6 months. If you're in a 6-month organization and you know you were able to achieve a lot, you can just exaggerate and extend the date a bit. I'm not saying maybe you did not work in an organization at all, you go and put it in your CV that you worked there. That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you worked in an organization, you worked for 3 months, 6 months, 1 month, exaggerate it. I worked for 2 years, I worked for 1 year, 1.5 years. Just exaggerate your experiences, because like I said, experiences are very important with recruiting and hiring and all of that, basically. Now, the next thing I'll talk about is use different job sites to look for jobs, not just one site. There are 1,000,001 sites out there with jobs. Now it's left for you to search for them. I know a lot of people that only focus on LinkedIn, some only focus on hot Nigerian jobs, some only focus on Jobberman, but use a variety of them. Me personally, I use LinkedIn a lot because it's really helpful to search for jobs. I use Wellfound. I don't know if you guys have heard about that. Talent.com, Jobberman, Glassdoor. There are a lot of them, but me personally, I use a number of them. I'm just highlighting some of the few that I use. So spread your wings, search as much as you can. Basically just look and look and look everywhere you can look, and you never can tell where the opportunity that you're looking for is actually waiting for you. Now this part is very important, especially for those who have been looking for jobs in a particular role for a while and they have not been getting feedback. Now pick up new skills in that role. What do I mean? Take for instance, like myself, I am a quality assurance analyst. There is manual testing and there is automated testing. Maybe for instance, I have been a manual tester for a while and I can see that, oh, after this job I'm looking for another one and I'm basically not getting what I want. What I can do is pick up some skills in automation testing, learn one or two tools that can help you. Basically just follow the trend in whatever role or environment where you are in. Pick up new skills, pick up new certifications. You don't have any certifications, get certifications. Even if it's all these Udemy courses, just get things that will help you, just boost you in whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. Very important. Pick up new skills, pick up new certification, and it will go a long way to help you with your job search. The next one I want to talk about is not for everybody, but if you can afford to, maybe you should probably sign up to the LinkedIn Premium thingy. It's not free, but there's a 1 month free trial. Then after that, I think you pay either $24 or $29, which is quite a lot. But if you can afford it, you can just try the free trial period, put your card and use the free trial period. If it's not working for you, or if you want to just extend a bit, 1 month after the free trial period. Because the thing is that it puts your job applications on at the top. It makes you get more jobs quicker, alerts, like it puts you on alert, especially if you tell them that you're really looking to get a new job. So if it's something you can actually do, set up the LinkedIn Premium account, you should do that, and it will actually help you in one way or the other with your job search. Next up is creating a portfolio. If you know that you have a list of products and links and things that you want your employer to see, it's good for you to put it in one portfolio where whenever you're sending your CV, you can attach that portfolio and people can go there and have an idea of the things you've done in the past, projects you've worked on, and it gives you an edge. A portfolio basically is like a cover letter but with visuals. You're just telling them, oh, this is what I do, I know how to use this tool, I've done this in the past. You're just giving them a grasp of what they would of what they are gaining from you if they employ you. So a portfolio is very, very good, especially if you're one that works with a lot of visual representation of things. And you know how we humans are. A lot of times CVs are complex, but your portfolio can tell a lot and actually put you out and make you stand out in a whole lot of applications, basically. So the next thing I want to talk about is applying aggressively. What I mean by that is apply like you really want a job. So you're not only putting out applications to jobs that put out roles. Basically, you are going to career portals to search for it, because sometimes some organizations are too lazy to post their jobs, so it's there on their career portal. Some is not on their career portal, but you can send an email to their careers email or their info at email. At least I personally have gotten 2 jobs or 3 jobs off of that, just sending an email to the info page. And you're not just sending an email, you're sending an email with your CV and like a cover letter of what you tend to give to them, because you've made a research of what the organization needs and how you can actually impact it. Another thing I would advise people, or I advise people to do, and I did, was connecting with a lot of HRs posting jobs, connecting with a lot of companies posting jobs, connecting with a lot of people within your role. Basically, you're aggressively looking for jobs. You're messaging HRs, CEOs and co-founders, CEOs, CTOs. Basically, you're just telling them what you want to give them in their organization. You're just introducing yourself. I'm not saying you should be a weirdo or you should be stalking them. Just drop a message with your CV, what you intend to give to them, or a link to your LinkedIn profile. Just introduce yourself to them. And that's true, I did not mention that, but another thing, if you want a job, you should actually work on your LinkedIn profile. That's very important. Working on your LinkedIn profile can give you an edge, because LinkedIn is a place where people actually sometimes see your profile, get attracted at what they see, and reach out to you. At least I personally have gotten such notifications of people reaching out to me. Hi, we like your profile, we can see you can do this, that, we think you should actually apply to this position, or we want to ask you, are you willing to interview for this position? So LinkedIn profile is very, very important. But back to what I was saying, so connect with a lot of HRs, hiring consultancies, people putting out jobs. Message HRs, tell them what you stand to give to them. Message CEOs, CTOs, do not spam them, please. Founders, co-founders, just tell them you looked up the organization, you saw that there is a need for this is what you can offer, and you'll be happy to join the team. Basically, that's all you need to tell them, and that is part of the aggressive application that I'm talking about. Another thing is following job posting pages and people. So people that post about jobs, follow them so that you get the gist straight up and you make your applications very, very early enough. Yes, another thing I wanted to talk about is reaching out to your connection and asking them for recommendations offline, online. On LinkedIn, people can actually recommend you, so ask them for recommendations so that it can be displayed on your LinkedIn profile whenever anybody goes there to see it. Actually tell them that you're looking for a new opportunity. If they have an opportunity, like basically talk to them. You never can tell if there is a vacancy in one of your connections office at the time, and you can fill that gap. So talking to people physically and online, and also asking them for recommendations on your LinkedIn profile is one that would really help you out a lot, and it did help me out. Post and repost impactful things on LinkedIn. So anything you think is educational with regards to your role, anything that can add value to your role, that can talk about your role, or anything at all that is actually intellectual, you can post and repost on your LinkedIn profile. It puts you out there. When you make posts, people can see you from their search page, and they just might tap on your profile and see that, oh, you are the missing piece in the organization, and that just could be it for you. And do not restrict yourself. Okay, so I personally, like I mentioned earlier, I wanted an international remote job with an organization that is not in Nigeria. However, I was making applications to those people alone, and I got a few interviews and went from stages to stages to stages, but it felt like it was taking long. So I said, fine, let me apply to Nigerian organizations that accept remote working conditions, because that was what I wanted. And I got a few callbacks, which I said I'm working with 2 Nigerian organizations now that are fully remote. And while I'm still pursuing to see if I can, not if I can, pursuing, and I know that I will eventually get what I am looking for, which is a remote international job. So do not restrict yourself and say it must be this. If it's not this, I'm not doing. That's not a good approach. Another thing I would say that helped me out a lot is, in Nigeria now, a lot of organizations have introduced hybrid work systems, and a lot of them are in Lagos, Nigeria. I go on LinkedIn, I see a job where I can fill in the position, of course, very well, and I see that it is hybrid, but I'm in Abuja. Now, what do? Before now, I would say it's hybrid, so I won't apply at all. But you know what I do? I apply. And if there is a part where they say, can you commute? I say no, right? Now, some of these organizations reach out to me and say, oh, wow, we saw your CV, we saw your whatever is really impressive, we'll take you on the team. And I'm actually working with an organization now that is in Lagos. So do not restrict yourself with that. If an organization really wants you, location within Nigeria won't be a problem. Like, they would actually waive that and allow you work for them. At least I personally have experienced that twice. So you see hybrid roles and you say, nah, they won't take me. Don't do that. Actually apply, especially when it is within the same country, because I mean, going to Lagos is a breeze now. In 45 minutes, I can get a flight to Lagos. So if I really need to be there, I can even offer them, because that's another thing I did. I offered them, most of the ones I interviewed with, that, oh, I can actually visit Lagos maybe once every quarter, you get, for anything that requires my attention. And the one I work with now is not even demanding that from me, which makes sense. So guys, do not allow that whole work system of hybrid tie you down. The world has opened up now. Remote work is now a thing. So do not allow that hinder you from applying to any organization, especially within the same country that you are in. So the next thing I'll talk about is preparing yourself for an interview. Never gate crash interviews. I mean, you have an interview with an organization, go to their website, find out who is the CEO, find out who is the founder, find out who is the co-founder, get to know some basics. What projects have they worked on? What does their team setup look like? Maybe a few of their projects. Have an idea of what the organization does. Don't just get crash an interview and start rambling. It's not a good one for you, basically. These are the major things I want you to do. However, I have a few advice here and there I want to drop before I wrap up this video. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is sometimes you need to let go in order to get something else. Let me give you an example. When I was a core member, the organization where I was an amazing place. But the problem was that they were offering me 50,000 naira after my service. And at the time, I felt like I was deserving of more than 50,000 naira. So I did quit the job. When I was quitting it, you know, this thing I talked about, a lot of people were saying, there's no job in Nigeria, or you saw those that are offering you 50k, why not take it? I dropped it and I left without any job. I let go of that job, because sometimes when you're holding on, you won't get something new. And in less than a month, I got another job with the amount I proposed in my heart, 70k. I said for any job I was getting after NYSC, it was 70,000 naira they were going to pay me, and I got one. So sometimes you need to let go to actually get something new. That's one thing I would advise you. Know that this is not going to be a quick fix, so you need to be patient. Know that it's not going to happen overnight. Just be patient, and while you are waiting, be building your skills, be learning a thing or two. If you can get a certification, get one. Do not just sit down and be sad and feeling downcasted. Do not do that, okay? So another thing to note that is very important is you get rejections, a lot of rejections, and do not allow it phase you. It's just like a part of the whole journey. I mean, rejection doesn't stop me from moving. The only rejection that stops me from moving is if a man says, leave me alone, I will leave him alone. But for job, you reject me, I continue applying. Somebody will accept me. Enjoy your state of being jobless. Yes. When you don't have a job, enjoy that state, enjoy it, have peace of mind, because now who get job gets stress. Enjoy that phase of being jobless. Do not use that time instead of to be learning a skill, because your mind is not at rest. You will be panicking, feeling sad, and it will put you in anxiety, just like my case. Do not worry about the future. Everything will be fine. Just take your time, learn new skills, and just keep growing yourself. Apply aggressively. Now you will see a new job come to play in no distant time. Finally, try these guys for a month and you will see a huge difference. However, there are some factors that might play, such as well, first of all, like myself, I wanted an international remote job, so that would be, of course, be harder to find than a local job. The amount you are requesting for so is another thing. If you're requesting for 1 million naira, of course it will be harder to get than to get a job of 200,000 naira. So a lot of factors play in it, and it's important for you to know that, so that you're not comparing yourself with this person that just got a job. You don't know how much that person is getting. You don't know the kind of job the person wants. You know, you yourself, you know what you want. So yeah, basically guys, try this out, but know that it is custom made to your own request and what you want for yourself, and you will see a huge difference in less than a month. So yeah guys, that basically brings us to the end of this video. I am sure I was able to drop a thing or two in this video for you guys to pick up and run with. And if this video was helpful, the least you can do is to give me a massive thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you have not, because I will be creating things like this. I mean, the next one I'm going to do is going to be business related, and it's coming up next, so you should subscribe so that you do not miss out on that. Turn on your post notifications so that you know when it drops directly to you. And yeah, finally guys, if you are struggling to get a job, drop it in the comment section below. You don't know whether your employer might be watching this video, okay? Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll definitely see you guys in my next video. Bye.